Welcome back to the Foundry. Today we are reviewing more of the Mandalorian. I'm JB here with Kryptonic and Slack Eco. And what episode are we on today, boys?
We are on episode 3.
Episode
9. What is it? Chapter
19? Yes.
Chapter 19.
Yes. Okay, so man, episode started off pretty dang strong, guys. Right? We had kind of reminded me of the season premiere of whoa, a little space battle kind of thing. Bo-Katan and Mando working together.
There,
yeah, quite good.
They got each other's backs. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And the thing I noticed about this episode when it first started, and obviously
she was not taking off her helmet.
Yes, I noticed that very immediately.
I knew they were going to
play
something into
very
that
quickly.
Yep.
And I was like, she's not taking her helmet off. She could technically be welcomed back in. And I'm like, I can't tell if she's doing it on purpose because of all of his beliefs. She's being influenced by his such strong beliefs in his in the way and all that stuff, or if it just happened to be she hasn't taken it off yet. And when they get to that, she's like, technically I haven't taken my helmet off, so I'm good, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I did not know what they were planning on doing with that. If they didn't seem like she was interested in getting back into the way, but I was really mad that they didn't talk about what was at the bottom of the waters, though. I was really frustrated. I was like,
they'll
God
have
damn it.
to. They'll have
to. They'll
sure.
address it.
They got to. But I think she's being influenced a little bit.
Yeah.
She's seeing this as an opportunity.
I
mean, she could be this might be my way to lead the Mandalorians again if I just weasel my way in. But
I think that's exactly what her plan is.
Yeah, I think she's gonna maybe manipulate, or she could be legitimately I want to do it this way, maybe
she seems
Mandalorian.
A bit intrigued.
Yeah,
right?
she's being influenced by his ways and stuff. But yeah, that's how it started. A big old fight, someone chasing them. I was expecting it to be the pirates, actually.
That would have made sense to some degree because they did end off in I'll get you.
Yeah, got nothing out of that. But
we'll steam that again eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, bunch of Imperials that were chasing them, and then which unfortunately they bombed the heck out of her castle, which really sucks. That place was really nice.
Yeah, which leads into why she, ends up back at the place with Mando anyways. She probably would have just stayed there.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Because they bombed it, she was like, well, you can join me, I guess, if you want.
And then we had a really long segment in the middle of the episode, which I was really surprised to see because we haven't seen him since season 1. Am I wrong?
No, you're right on the money. Dr. Pershing hasn't popped up since season 1, I think.
And he was barely in that. Every time I saw him on screen, I was like, oh, yeah, this guy. And then...
Oh, wait, you know what? No, he was in season 2.
He was, briefly.
Yeah, they captured him for the finale when they were going to attack Moff Gideon's ship.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're totally right.
And that's how he got, a piece of his ear blown off. I forgot about that.
Yeah, not a super important character, but had an important role in Moff Gideon's squadron, Yeah. But I feel he didn't have a great role in the actual show so far. And then they were leaning really hard. They gave him a backstory, talked about his past and his career of wanting to be a doctor, and his Hippocratic oath, and it
almost gave Andor vibes with the work he was doing.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was got a lot of Andor stuff here, and then I'm where is this going? This amnesty program, this is really interesting. There's some really interesting bureaucratic stuff that's I really enjoy, something that you would see a lot in Phantom Menace. A lot of that stuff I really enjoy and appreciate, and it just some of the shots felt really weird and just
it was a lot for not being focused on the Mandalorian. I thought
I agree.
It's interesting, good backstory, and I again trying to build into the sequels, they're dismantling all this wartime stuff, and I think they're going into more of a peaceful route by the looks of it. They're purposely getting rid of really valuable tech from the Empire that they could just repurpose.
Right.
But I think they're demilitarizing a little bit, and that would ultimately make sense as to why out of nowhere the First Order comes around and is able to
but they're even ditching
up.
wafers, dude. They're throwing away everything.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they would throw away everything. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know what they're doing. It's weird.
After a while, at first I was really interested. I was like, oh, like hell yeah! I'm excited to see like what this is gonna be all about. I really like to see the side. There are a lot of parts of like about that, like everything but him felt super cheap. The set felt cheap. The acting felt cheap. I really enjoyed seeing like the rich people in Coruscant, like, we don't even try to be bothered by that kind of stuff. Like that's not our business, because I'm like, wow, like how like vain of you motherfuckers.
I thought they were interested in him because they were like, hey, can you make us some designer babies? Like take some like
so
genes
funny.
from like this person and this person.
Some Gattaca shit.
Like, yeah, like I thought that's what I thought that was going for a sec, because they all seemed very interested in him after he gave a talk about being able to combine and like do gene stuff. I was like, they want to make some like even more like rich, best genes type of babies.
Which and then I thought that part was pretty cool. And then I would see like him walking through Coruscant with a popsicle, and it just like, man, this looks like shit. It looks like, I don't believe that they're walking through a populated city, or it just feels so low rent and cheap. And I'm just like, man, the effort, like the amount of effort with the acting, I'm like, this is not.
Those popsicles were like CG, and you could tell like they could have been practical, but like the
Dr.
way
Pershing
that they
was the only solid thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone else felt terrible except for him. Like his companion for most of the episode, I didn't like any of that stuff. I didn't like the train bit. Everything felt so fucking cheap and just like, it was just like, come on, just get where we're going. Like there's no need for all this awfulness. I just like was like, where are we going with this? Because it's not like it's bad, or it's definitely not good. It's not even halfway decent. I'm just like disappointed by seeing like. By Star Wars. I no longer want to see bad things in Star Wars. There's no need to settle for it, because it's the biggest franchise in all of existence for the last like 50 fucking years. And you can't even have a scene walking through one of the like biggest cities and planets known like ever. Like you just cannot have a scene of them walking down the fucking street. Like how hard is it? Like there's a scene from 20 years ago in a film that looked like 30 times better, of them walking down the fucking street, chasing down a bounty hunter, of them on the street and stuff like that, than them just casually just walking and talking. It's like almost insufferable. But I'm like, why are we settling for less? Like this is not good shit. Like why have a majority of your episode with bad acting? Like, cool, introduce new characters, but get good writing or better actors. Like, I don't fucking know. It's like,
Pick one.
Exactly, like, lean into something a little bit more. Like, maybe you should have had a little bit better of a build-up with Dr. Pershing, because, like, I'm not really interested in seeing him. And just immediately someone's trying to befriend him. I'm like, all right, well, he's automatically going to get betrayed. And, like, how long did it take to convince him? He's like, my personality trait is that I need to be cog in the machine, and I need to give up my life to do something bigger and better. It's like, oh, I can't wait to be free. And then automatically he's like, then immediately he's like, oh, I'm free now. I get to be my own man. He's like, oh, fuck, I really need to be a part of something and put myself, like, I need to be a part of something. I need to go back on all of those things I was just supporting. And they're like, hey, like, I know we could break some rules and we can just fuck off everything. Yeah, absolutely. I'm convinced. Let's do it. It's like, you little fucking weasel, like, immediately.
Yeah, they don't they don't do a great job of expressing how long that was between when she started talking to him and when he finally decided to actually do something about it. There's no frame of reference. Like, that could have been, like, a couple days. That could have been weeks or months even. And
this is the second time the show's had this issue. They did this with the whole Grogu training bit. It was confirmed, John. It's been 2 years that he spent with Luke. The show did not fucking illustrate that at all.
Yeah, I only knew that because I saw it on social media. That's the only reason I knew that.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm not trying to poke holes at it, I'm not trying to do that.
No, I mean we gotta be critical in some spots. And this, I mean, it's funny because we described this as the middle part of the episode, but it's actually a majority of the episode, like time-wise.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
And like, there were parts that were fine, and like I like that they're building up the world a little bit, but like I don't know. It was definitely not my favorite part either, and I think it's all leaning towards something about. Both of them were involved with Gideon, so I think it has to do with like somehow Gideon's still involved,
Obviously,
and she's still
yes.
working for him somehow, and like on the inside, and trying to get Pershing back into it somehow. And I'm like, okay, like did we need all of this to express that? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you remember when he's going through his lab equipment and the destroyer, and there was a bump, and she goes, "It's probably just the ship settling," and I'm like,
sure.
I hated that.
I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" He goes, "Oh, okay." Like, are you fucking like? Oh my god! Like these are like.
There's a lot of.
He's a scientist. I'm assuming he's a lot smarter than your average like grunt or something. And then New Republic, who are supposed to be illustrated as good guys, like supposed to be good guys, because when it comes to like Star Wars, it's either black and white. The only time I've ever seen a little bit of gray ever was in Andor, and I think they did it fantastically. But in this episode, they're just gonna like, oh, straight up, we're gonna give you some electric shock therapy. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, this is not the New Republic that I've seen before. I would never expect that type of thing. Like, I was like, that's not very empathetic or cool at all.
The way he's like, this is a mind flayer, and they're like, well, technically, yes.
Technically,
but
shut the fuck up.
At this level, it's just gonna massage you. It's gonna put you at ease, and then you're gonna leave this random civilian with access to the freaking like device. Like what? What?
Yeah, it's not seem very like. I don't know.
So many holes.
A lot of holes.
This thing could sink from all the holes in it.
Yeah. Cool. What did you think about the relationship between the Doctor and his new friend Ken?
I don't know. It wasn't super convincing.
Did you like it, or were you just kind of like so-so?
It was fine. Like, I don't know. It was too obvious from the beginning that she was like
using him.
I don't know. Yeah, like the whole conversation on the street when they're just hanging out, having the popsicles or whatever, it just felt awkward. Like the chemistry was not there, and like it doesn't need to be like oh, like they're into each other kind of chemistry. Just like
exactly
general,
like back
being
and
able
forth
to have
banter,
a conversation, the
up.
banter or whatever, like anything, like just it felt off. It was awkward, and I don't know what it is. Like maybe both of them are just not great actors in those types of situations. That could be it, or maybe it was supposed to be awkward. Like I don't think it was supposed to feel awkward though. I think she was supposed to be trying to put him at ease. He was supposed to feel awkward because he's unsure about himself, and she's supposed to be a little bit more confident. But like the whole little like joke of like, oh, touch it, like that just felt weird too. Like I don't know, all of it felt just a little bit awkward to me.
Very
so I definitely didn't buy it as much.
Episode, yeah, very awkward episode. And just him, like, there was one point, like, or 2 points in the show when he's talking to the robot and it's a debriefing kind of thing. It reminded me a lot of Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
I thought that was a really interesting parallel, and I think
that was the vibe they were going for.
Yeah, I think they're like, oh, that's when you know something is wrong. I was like, I did like that part of, like, it feels like almost robotic and like almost impersonal. Like you are just
right. They're not actually trying to help you.
Yeah, you're just a cog. You're just another cog. Be like, if you're not willing to like. Also, it's really weird. Like, why have the enemy? Why immediately be like, you will work for the New Republic? I'm like, just like decommission, like have the amnesty program, and then just turn them into a civilian. They don't need to be like in charge of shit. They don't need to be like, don't put them back into the machine that they were fighting. Yep. I felt
it reminds me of like rehabilitation programs for like prisoners that get released. It reminded me of that. Like they try to like reintroduce them to society and how to live as a functioning member. But this just seems so weird because you're kind of throwing them into the same shit, just on the opposite side.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm like, that's almost counterproductive. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I'm like, they're almost
there historical like context for that sort of a thing. Like, isn't that what they did with like
literally Albert Einstein? Yeah, how they created the atom bomb.
Most NASA scientists were Nazi scientists.
Yeah, so like this is the same type of concept. They're like, let's take the biggest and brightest people from the opposite side, bring them in, claim that we're going to help them and then have them build stuff for us instead.
Yep.
So it's like, I think that's kind of the vibe that they're going for.
Think of
and
it
it's, and it's just going to show that they're not actually trying to help them.
Yeah, that's actually really, you're right. They're literally they're just showing what we literally did in World War II. Yeah, you're exactly right. I didn't think about that.
But it is, I do like your point about, like, usually the good and bad is very black and white in Star Wars, which is, like, you know, cheesy to some degree, and it always has been. But, like, that's just how it is at Star Wars. You have the light and the dark.
Exactly.
And, like,
right.
you're on one or the other for the most part. And the only gray is usually, like, more of the Rim worlds where there's, like, you know, scoundrels and, you know, you can't really tell whose side they're on, sort of a thing. But this is usually... It's like they're in a white room filled with people that are in like white suits. You know, they're, well, light blue, I guess, but like blue is also usually a good side color. Yet they're doing all these, like, you know, we're going to use this machine to make you feel better. It's like it's not a good look, man. It's not.
It felt very weird for their vibes just immediately turn around, like, and they're like, oh, they're bad now. They're like, clearly they're gonna do something very bad. Like, yeah, that's some Empire shit right there. For them just to like naively and just like, oh, we're just gonna turn this machine on and like just lobotomize you with like some electricity. Like, yeah, you're going to hurt me. It's like, nah, son, don't worry about it.
Forget about it, man.
Oh, this person gave us the report, so you don't need to worry about it, dude.
Like, maybe if this was a Rim world, then you could be like, all right, these people are not actually following, you know, protocol or whatever. But this is Coruscant, man. This is like one of the main places where like decisions are made. You'd think they'd have like better eyes on people about following like the right protocol for, like, you know, getting people to, you know, rehabilitate, I guess.
I have a theory for her role, because I think that she is specifically for, I don't know, I have two theories, I guess. Like, she's specifically like trying to turn people in the amnesty program against the New Republic so they can spot the weak people, you know? I think that might be her role, because the one guy in the room, when she turned up, when she asked to be alone, she asked these, like, for every bad one of them, they're like, they're still you know? So I don't know if they're implying like she's just like, she turned out decent because she's like turning the bad guys, like, who are still like willing to turn like against the New Republic. They're like, oh, okay, so they're not actually legit about this. They're not dedicated, you know, as we previously thought, you know? So we're just gonna fucking lobotomize them and make it a little bit more. Or there's some like bigger shit going on with Moff Gideon, because the scene at the destroyer with the spotlights and the arrest, how he handed over the medical supplies and she walked away with them, like, were they just trying to get the medical supplies back? Like, is that for later?
No, I think
don't know.
She's just setting people up. Like, I think she's in on it. Like, she's working.
Oh yeah, she is. But I didn't know if like Moff Gideon's at play here. I'm like, did they need the medical supplies and they just needed his expertise, or did he just get caught? Like,
either it's the Moff, or this is like some straight up Emperor shit where this is teeing directly into the sequels, and she was trying to get the fundamental like research of Dr. Pershing's, because all the stuff that he, you know, acquired from that ship plays a, you know, pivotal part in the work he does. So she's like, oh great, I can go find another doctor like him and we can go get this shit done.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, did she need that stuff from him, or did she just catch him? That's what I was like, kind of, I don't know. There's so many things that like we saw that I feel like doesn't have a lot of substance to us yet, just because we don't know a lot about it.
It's set up, but it's hard to care a lot about it because we don't know how it connects yet. So it's and especially when it's so long as part of the episode. Like, if they were doing more cuts back and forth,
it's like almost an hour.
This was like the longest episode.
Jesus fuck.
So like, if they did a better job of interweaving the storyline somehow to make us care, that would be better. But I don't know. It's weird because, like, again, all of this is very clearly leading toward the sequels. They keep incorporating that, and like, it's tough because I have faith in Dave Filoni, but also I wonder how much is being directly like you have to incorporate this somehow because we need this to lead into our really shitty movies. And make it all connect. So like, I wonder if there's like corporate overlords, Kathleen Kennedy or Disney, that are like, you got to make this work somehow. And he's doing the best with what he's got, and he's like trying to put together a story that makes sense. Even though I bet you this isn't even the story he wants to tell to some degree.
That still leads into what they want. Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I have no basis for these accusations or assumptions. I guess it's my feeling based on my confidence in Dave Filoni in general, and he's usually done some really good shit. So like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm not very happy with the episode. I know that much.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the lower ones.
Yeah, just because I felt like it was not really necessary, because like I said, like we don't really know what's happening with the majority of the episode. The whole middle part of the episode is just like, okay, well that happened. What does that mean exactly? And then they switch back
when there's so few.
Oh fuck me, dude! Why do these episodes have like zero action? Like I know, like I don't know. Like I expect to see some action, like the entire like, all right, Darksaber, Mando, like Jedi. I'm like, these are combat like centered people. And I'm like, damn, dude, I want to see some action. Like, I want to see some stuff. Like, episode 1, it was just Mando shooting a gun out of someone's hand and then some stuff on a ship. And it's like, today, some stuff on a ship. Last episode, he gets got. I'm like, fuck, man. I feel like I'm getting cock teased with the season so far.
And there's only 3-4 episodes.
Are you fucking serious?
Four more episodes.
Oh, Jesus. Still, though, what the fuck's this season, man?
Yeah, there's only like 7 episodes, right?
They're fucking.
8 episodes a season, yeah.
Oh my God.
8? Okay.
So 5 from where we're at, yeah.
From 5 or from where? Okay, that's what I saw someone post. We're already halfway through. I'm like, damn. Yeah, because there's 4 episodes out right now, so there's 4 more to go.
I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling it. Maybe I'm just getting old and jaded, but I'm not really feeling it.
Dude, there's something different about the newer shows coming out in general. It's just the different vibes,
What'd you guys think about like all the Mandalorians? I see all the Mandalorians. I'm like, this looks like a fucking convention. Like,
I hate it.
Like out in the sand and shit. They all look like all colorful.
Shit looks like plastic.
It looks terrible, right? Everything looks so plastic. It looks like they had Nerf guns. It looks like they're.
I hate their little spot. Like I hate that they're just kind of like by this little cove on the water. Like, dude, like
low rent.
At least have some badass cave or like a mountaintop. Like, dude, something a little bit cooler.
Doesn't look lived in. No defenses.
Yeah, there's nothing. You don't see any crates. You don't see any shelter. You don't see anything.
It does not look lived in at all.
Yeah, it's just the armorer's location where she builds her shit. That's it.
That's an interesting point.
Like, armor, are we gonna eat tonight? No, we may not eat. It is against the way to look for food. We will sit in cave and wait, and they just all decay. And then she eats the dead bodies. That's how she survives. New theory.
The armorer's armor still looks badass. Like, her costume's
her costume is great. Yeah, they put an effort on her.
Yeah, but
I mean, the lackluster quality of the others could represent that they're still building up. But I don't know. I would expect their helmets to look a little bit better.
Well, look at that one kid at the very beginning of the season. I mean, that fucking Hasbro looking ass helmet that they gave that fucking weeb.
Even what's his face? The guy who Dave Filoni is playing. Not Dave Filoni.
Oh, so
John Favreau.
I found out actually. John Favreau is no longer the voice actor for that character.
He's not?
No, they changed it. It was a silent recast. They switched it to the guy who's been the body double for Paz Vizsla. So now he's just playing the full character. It's like Tate something. I can't remember.
His voice is actually like...
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
I could not... I mean, they have the masks on, so it's harder to tell. But his mask annoys me because it doesn't go down far enough.
Yeah.
It's like I could see half of the bottom of his face, just
especially for a Mandalorian of his size. He's such a big guy. It's like, why'd you give him such a little helmet?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, like half of like the bottom of his face is just like cloth, and then like more cloth on his neck too. I'm like, what the hell, man? Give him a cooler helmet.
I hope I'm hoping the rest, like the budget went into something else, and that's why it's like so disappointing here.
Like
if
later
anything like the last season, it's gonna be the finale.
I mean, like the costumes, the setting, like all the CG stuff in Coruscant, all so disappointing. Also disappointing.
I could give it a pass if like I was more invested in what was going on, but
I'm like, yeah, there's
of it's just slow.
Nothing that's shining yet to me. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can definitely forget about negatives. You know, it's like just as long as I know that there's effort into something like to shine. Like, oh, this sucked, but this was amazing. Like the lines and the dialogue and the writing's terrible, but man, the action scenes are on fire. Or like vice versa. Like, oh, the action scenes are shit, but I'm so invested in the story, in the drama, and the writing. It's so convincing. But I have nothing to like sit there and like enjoy, and I'm just like. I'm ingesting another episode to keep the story going along, to buy more Star Wars merch, to, like, I don't know why I watched this episode. I didn't get anything from it. Nothing makes me want to tune into the next episode. Like, as a casual fan, nothing makes me want to watch the next episode. Like, do I give a fuck about the like, he got caught. All right, cool. And then they fucked up his brain. Cool. Like, what else am I supposed to think about what's going to happen next? And they got the way bullshit, like... They're all good with the Mandalorians, you know. I see no conflict. Everything seems all fucking peachy keen to me.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, cool. That's season finale right there.
Yeah.
No, I just like I'm only a little frustrated because I feel like, although the last episode there was a really sweet moment. You know, like, and we had a really big step with, like, them going to the mines of Mandalore, and that's a huge step for Star Wars, you know, being able to, that Mandalore is now inhabitable and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, I feel like I'm not getting a lot out of this season yet, and doesn't really have direction yet, and we're 3 episodes in, multiple hours into the show, and we still don't have a real direction that I'm seeing yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't always need a clear end goal for what this season is doing, but, like, I need to feel a little bit more emotionally invested into what's going on. And so, like, a lot of these episodes feel a little bit more disjoint, and I don't always feel as emotionally invested. I'm not sure what the stakes are, and, like,
I'm very disconnected.
What to really get into. Or, like, how am I supposed to feel about these characters? Like, you haven't built up a lot of these characters besides the Mandalorian, so I don't really care about a lot of these characters to be like, oh dude, I can't wait to see the next episode to see what this character does. Like I don't really have that besides the Mandalorian, and he wasn't even in the episode half this time, so like
yeah. And like one thing I really enjoyed about like the past with the Mandalorian, that show is just like I like seeing the Mandalorian interact with people. Like I like seeing him like interact with the character, I cannot remember his name, or Cobb Vanth. Like I liked their interaction. I thought they had great chemistry. I wanted to see more of that. I liked his interactions with Boba Fett. I thought that was cool. Like I enjoyed like the Mandalorian interacting with the world of Star Wars. But I'm like, I feel like I'm not even really experiencing that anymore. I feel like it's
getting Star Wars.
It's just babysitting Baby Yoda, and like it's hard to just, I don't know. I don't really know. This season, I feel like, has really fell flat. Like, it feels like they shouldn't have had a season 3 right now. Yet, because it's not going anywhere for me.
Yeah, I think this is one we'll have to keep waiting a little bit, unfortunately. But
yeah,
but with the disjointed nature of some of these episodes, I'm not sure.
What's the I guess popular like stance on this episode? Do people really like it?
I actually didn't see a whole lot. I mean, I see the classic, like, you know, stands of like, oh, dude, it's the Mandalorian, so, like, I really enjoyed, like, seeing this blah, blah,
oh, my
blah,
God, this
whatever.
Legendary character that's so iconic is finally back. Dr. Perry, oh, my God, dude.
Yeah, it's like, personally, like, oh, dude, blah, blah. It's like, but I haven't
40,000 edits on TikTok are back, you know, just fucking.
Or, like, you know, people who really, really like, what's, you know, I don't know the actress's name of the other character that he was interacting with mostly. If people liked her, they're like, oh, wow,
she's so fucking hot, dude.
It's like, great. I didn't care that much.
Little dollar store Ruby Rose. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Jesus. Pound shop.
But I don't know. This episode didn't do a whole lot not for me either. I think I'm probably gonna end up rating this one pretty low too.
Yeah, not like I'm trying to bitch. I mean, like I want this. That's why I'm so angry because like I want to like the show. Like
I want to enjoy the show.
I love the Mandalorian. You know, like that is a fucking classic staple for the Foundry. You know, that's why we like we got so hyped doing these reviews for you guys because they're like we love doing the reviews on the Mandalorian because it's so good. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is a side of Star Wars that we've always wanted to see. You know, the kind of nitty-gritty Outer Rim, like, smuggler stuff. You know, bounty hunting. Like, fuck yeah, dude. And
yeah,
it's just like, what's going to happen in Episode 4?
Yeah, I think it's just Star Wars in recent content has just lost its way a little bit. I'm more invested in a story if there's overall plot threads that, like, come together and, like, it just makes sense. Like, I can forgive bad acting and just some bad dialogue and shit, because obviously prequels was full of bad dialogue in certain scenes and blah blah blah. That's there. Like, there's no doubt that happened. But there was an overarching thread that was going through all of those things there was a plan, and some of this doesn't have a plan, and they're trying to make the sequels seem like it was planned with some of this stuff. And I'm still, like I said before, I'm still convinced, like, you know, the Dave Filoni and others probably don't have much say in exactly how that goes, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's just we're getting stuff to be like, here's Star Wars, and I'm like, but do I care? Like, where's this going? Like, I don't know. There's just a bunch of things that it's like, did we need this? Did we need these plot threads to connect? I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you think they would do that, like, years later?
Do what?
Like, try to connect all this stuff, yeah.
Because they're hell-bent on, like, because they got rid of all the extended universe and made their own shit, they're like, well, we're going to look really bad if we say that the sequels aren't a thing anymore and we want to redo it. So they're like, we have to make it make sense somehow. And they're like, all right, we have the show. Let's, you know, people really like this. Let's make it connect and, like, make it official. Then it's canon. Then people have to accept it. It's not too late. They could still undo it. There's time. They won't, but there's time.
Do you guys think that they would ever do that?
No.
I mean, like, I don't think they would ever.
Not with Kathleen Kennedy in charge.
Like,
no.
with all the recent memory and stuff like that. I'm like, these are like some Star Wars stuff. These are like some stuff that, like, fans only know.
Now that it's owned by Disney.
Yeah,
I don't think they would. With, like, DC, how, like, James Gunn came in and, like, he's one of those people that he can recognize. He's like, yeah, you guys have done jack shit in the last 5 to 8 years. We're just gonna start over. But you need someone to do that on Star Wars' side, and the problem is Kathleen Kennedy's still there, and she's succeeding because she has 2, you know, pretty prosperous shows, Mando and then The Bad Batch, both written by Dave Filoni. And as much as he carries, the rest of the stuff is just, you know, faltering. Book of Boba Fett was garbage. Kenobi was garbage. Like, come on.
Dave Filoni needs to be in charge, man. That's all I'm saying.
Like,
for real.
I personally, like, I don't care about the Skywalker. It's not like I want to see a different ending for that stuff. It's not like I want to see, like, Harrison Ford back on screen, you know? I'm like, cool, that stuff is done. Can we tell a different story about Star Wars without, like, making nods and references and Easter eggs constantly we're only gripping on?
In video games many times. They created a whole new Old Republic stuff. All the Knights of the Old Republic stuff was great. It had nothing to do with any Skywalker stuff at all. Do that kind of shit, please. That would be great. I would love that a lot.
Yeah, like, it is possible, and I'd be interested, and if Ken's be interested in it, then fuck me. There's got to be other people. It's just it's just very confusing to me. Like, what is going on? Like, did they produce that? And at the editor's like, yeah, fucking banger, dude. They're, like, gonna love episode 3. They're gonna love it, dude. Like,
yep.
Fucking I just that sucks, man. If they're interfering with the story and the overarching, like, type of thing, like,
I'm sure they are. There's always the bureaucracy of, like, all this shit. Yeah. Because it can't just be one person's story in a lot of how this works. Like, George Lucas, like, Star Wars was his story. He made sure he was involved in everything to make sure it was the story he wanted to tell. Right. Like, so he had one dedicated vision for how it, like, he had some missteps, obviously, but it was one dedicated vision. It's got to go through, like, a board of people, like, oh, do we check all these boxes? Did we hit all these points? did we do all these things? And by that, it's so diluted from the original idea, probably, that, like, is it still good? I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah, but Sly, anything else? Anything else to bash on today's episode?
No, I feel like we've kind of hit the nail on the head with this one. This was just disappointing.
We could probably rattle on for another 30 minutes without disappointing what they could do better.
Could.
But yeah, we won't waste any more of your time. You know, it's just the longest episode, probably the longest review too. But yeah. But sorry guys, I'm sorry that we aren't enjoying the show right now too much. But I'm gonna give this episode. I kind of want to give it like a 3 or 4. I don't know.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that is low.
Not that, like, I thought it was super bad, but it just, like, didn't really interest me, man. And
right. Especially for the level of hype for Mandalorian.
Yeah, especially the end of the last episode. This giant fucking dinosaur in a cave. Like, oh, sweet.
Seriously.
Where are we going from there? And they're like, we're going to watch a doctor walk around
Yeah.
Coruscant for a little bit.
Yeah. Let's sidestep that a little bit. But
Yeah.
so what do you think?
4
4?
for me.
4? Okay. Sly, what about you?
I'm gonna have to give it a 5. It's bad. It's bad, but I'm not gonna try and make excuses for the show either. Though I don't have anything really good enough to say. The highlights of the episode were the beginning sequence with Mando and Bo-Katan, and the ending sequence with Mando and Bo-Katan.
I agree.
But without the two of them, it's aimless. And what they do have, aside from it not really progressing the plot or the storyline, it's shitty and it's low budget. I hate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, they tried to do something and it was just unnecessary. They probably could have gotten to the same points with less time. But I think I'll be a little bit more optimistic still and give it a 6.
That's
but
nice. I mean, like, yeah, like
that's pretty low for me. Like I don't usually go that bad, but
no.
like a 6 is pretty damn low. So
like that ending sequence where Bo-Katan pretty much is like her clan is welcome back into the group, and she's like, and they're like, yeah, you're a Mandalorian now. Like you're cool with us. Like, yeah, that's exciting. You know, I don't know what the future for that holds. I wish we had a little bit more foreshadowing with because like right now it's more centered about her. Like, what is she to gain from this? And what is Mando to lose? Like that's what I'm curious about right now. And they didn't even do a great job foreshadowing like what the plan was for her. You know, there was no like side eye from her, and no like kind of like, is it betrayal? Will she? Won't she like betray him? Kind of thing. You know, it was like they didn't foreshadow any of that. Everything was just just black and white. You know, nothing to think about. But I'm sure something will happen later on. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, they were totally hinting at this point. It'll just be a blank fucking stare of a helmet.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we'll see on that one.
But where does that put us? As a 5?
5.
Yeah, 5.
It's a 5.
Damn, probably the lowest rated Mando episode, yeah?
It's down there.
So.
It is really down there.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in onto another episode of the Mandalorian Foundry Reviews. We appreciate you guys tuning in, watching. Let us know what you guys thought about the episode yourselves or any of our discussion down below in the comments. And share the video with your friends. Show your mom, show your dad. They're going to love it. But we'll see you guys later on the next Foundry Review. But until then, bye you guys.
Peace.
Bye.